Welcome back to Spitz Fest, ladies and gentlemen. It is Sabotage, and today we talk a lot more, or a little bit of basketball, as your Euro sound says. Was a pretty good game, all around, I guess. I guess all around. Yeah, it was a really good game, actually. The score obviously that's not how it was looking. It was pretty much came down to that because Celtic just pretty much had to foul the Warrior players. It looked like the Celtics were going to win it. To be honest, I mean, I was kind of getting a tiny bit of scared. Just because, well, not just because. I mean, they had the lead pretty much throughout the whole freaking game. I forget if the lead got to more than 20 points. I don't think it ever got to 24. Them Celtics. It's been a couple days, so I've like kind of like everything's over my head already. As in like when or how big the lead was, but I'm pretty sure was it 16, close to 17. So that's a pretty big lead, but this is the modern NBA where even 20 to 30 you can come back from. It's not that easy. It's never that easy. I mean, them Clippers did it a lot actually this season. I think they might have came back from a 29 and a 30. But you might want to fact check that because I'm not 100. It's been a while. I know it was against Oklahoma City Thunder. It was against the Thunder. That was the Clippers Thunder's game. They did it like 3 or 4 times. They were the best team comeback team of, I'm pretty sure, the year. Um, I did say they would have a good chance to actually win the whole thing if they would have made it past the New Orleans Pelicans, which they didn't. Man, I really think they would have done some damage in the Western Conference if they would have made it. With Kawhi they said he was going to come back. Paul George he was still somewhat dealing with an injury that I'm not actually even sure on like if he ever got the surgery or not. And then Powell, like obviously they were dealing with a lot of injuries compared to most NBA teams, but still, yeah, they just couldn't get in. Enough of them. It's not about them, anyways. It's about the Celtics Warriors that came out to play last, was it Friday? It was Friday, June 10th, ladies and gentlemen. And in, one specific person came out to play, and that was one half of the Splash Brothers, as in Stephen Curry. Dell's boy, Stephen Curry. I mean, Kid Splash also came out too and played himself a little ball, but there was times where he was inconsistent, as in Jordan Poole. I mean, that's the name he said he liked. So I've been going with it. Kid Splash. It's a pretty cool name, actually. I mean, sounds like more of like a Yu-Gi-Oh card or something. Kid Splash. He was 6 for 13 on the field with 46.2, which is that's not terrible, but still, where it looks bad. I mean, you could pretty much see it right here. Let's see if we can highlight this move right there. 2 for 7, 28.6. Not a great number, but as Clay said, he made him when they count. I mean, he said that about himself. This is during the post conference, post conference get or whatever. Can't get the damn word out. The game's post conference, whatever. I just can't get the damn word out. But yeah. So Draymond Green was actually left out like a couple of different times. I think it was like there's a couple that I didn't even really realize it, but yeah, Draymond was out, and Stephen Curry obviously, or he came in with the ankle issue. Um, Kevon Looney played pretty well, rebounding wise. He did his job. That's what I always say. These players is doing their job. Jordan Poole's obviously coming off the bench. Um, he didn't win. I was about to say if he won this, it was Ja Grizzly who won Six Man of the Year, which he probably shouldn't have. It probably should have gone to some other player. But the thing is like me and a couple other people said that Ja, if anything, he deserved closer to most more close. He's more of like the MVP candidate, which he was. I think he was in the top 10 for MVP votes and stuff. I never fully looked into that, but that you would think because there was a time in the season where they were saying he's really up there. But the big thing against that is he was actually he missed a good amount of time, close to 20 games. Maybe that's too much, but I'm not sure on the exact number. But Stephen Curry, 4 26, ladies and gentlemen, 7 14 50 or point 50, which is really good for. I mean, man, some of the shots he was throwing up, man, they were just crazy nuts. Especially that one where it was a pick and roll situation. I think he had Horford. Well, he had Tatum on him, and the switch happened, and Tatum went over the screen, and then it looked like a foul. It wasn't the worst foul or nothing, but it was a foul, and Curry went down, and man, was Curry getting at the ref. I don't think I've ever, to be honest, I don't remember seeing Curry that mad at the ref. He was still playing defense, like or there was like switches and everything. He was still doing it, and at the same time, he was like yelling and cussing at the ref. I was like, I wouldn't mind hearing what he's actually telling to the ref, but I haven't, I don't know. I'm not sure if they do mic'd up and all that. I'm pretty sure I have seen or heard some mic'd up, but the NFL is really good with the mic'd up. They released him and everything, and I just haven't seen him, so I'm not sure on that situation. But I do want to hear what he had to say to the refs, because I heard that they cuss out the refs pretty well in the NBA. Another player that came out, showed up, and showed out was Andrew Wiggins, man. The former first round draft pick showed that he is not legitimately a bust. I mean, can you still consider him a bust? The guy's in a final and he's really close to winning a championship or close to winning a championship. And without him, I mean, who would be in that position? And without him, I think the Celtics would actually be up 3-1 right now and probably be eliminated on Monday. So, I mean, can you call him a bust? I think people still will call him a bust, but I don't think so. I've never really. I mean, if a player has a couple of years or more than a couple of years in the NBA, obviously he's not a. Obviously, he's not a number one option. If anything, he's more. I mean, his defense is up in that elite area, I mean, for God's sakes, 16 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 7 for 17. That's not the greatest numbers, but that's still 41.2. That's still pretty good. 2 for 6. And every single one of those points counted towards, them getting the deserve. Clay actually started off really slow compared to the game where they actually lost. But like Clay said, man, it's all about the win. It's not really about the making the points when, if you're going to get 40 or some points and then lose, it's just like, what was the point of that whole performance and all that goody good stuff? But old boy Stephen Curry dropping 43 was crazy. But then again, that support from Andrew Wiggs was necessary. The majority of their players actually got a good amount compared to the Bostonians. They actually had a lot of players playing, like coming off the bench. Gary actually had a decent amount of time. Even Bielitsa actually got into the game. But two players that I keep bringing up and say I feel like they deserve a little bit more time is Moses Moody, because they've shown it, and Jonathan Kuminga has shown it. Actually, during the regular season, Jonathan Kuminga was probably right behind Gary P. and Jordan. I mean, the thing is, Warriors actually play a lot of players compared to most teams in the NBA. They even play a lot of their bench players. But Kuminga at times looked like their best player off the bench. At times, obviously, it was Jordan Poole, but at times, Jonathan Kuminga looked like their actual best. But just the amount of play, or just the level of play he was playing with, as in like just how dominant and everything he was. It was. I mean, that's when we first started the playoffs. I'm like, he's gonna show us something, and he slowly hasn't. Like he did, and then he'd be on and off like a switch. Well, let's talk a little about the Bostonians and predictions, and that'll be it. I'm actually running this way longer than I should have, but whatever. JT started off hot, ended up not. Al Horford, not too great, but still he was doing his job with 8 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. Still pretty decent, but one player that was somewhat offish was Jay Breezy, even though he actually did get his 21. Marcus Smart got close to the 20 mark as well. And that, well, during the live, I did a halftime live on TikTok, and I said that if they can all get their numbers, I mean, they're probably going to win. And the thing is, this is a really close game. Anybody could have taken it, and that's how it was looking like, you know. And the majority of the game, to be honest, most of us would have probably bet during the game that the Boston Celtics were going to win. And then was it the third or fourth where they just went on like a 7-0 run as in the Warriors, and it just looked ugly after, and the Celtics just couldn't get it going. The point, like as in points, during the press conferences and stuff, and Marcus Smart was saying players weren't really like moving around and stuff. Well, I didn't really notice that much of it, but I guess well, Marcus Smart was pretty much saying the players weren't like, he was trying to get plays going, but players weren't really like, they were just standing around and stuff, almost in an ISO situation, which he wasn't too happy about. I think Udoka also brought that up. Derek White's still doing pretty well out there. But other than that, the bench didn't really do much other than old boy Derek White, and I don't remember anybody else on the bench from them Bostonians getting any points. I mean, what they had 10 from Peyton Pritchard, Grant Dubs with 12-32. Derek White, big no, I didn't realize how much he actually played. 35 whole minutes. That's a lot for a bench player. That's craziness. I don't know how he got 35 with everybody else getting pretty big numbers. I guess, I mean, the thing is, he was in the majority of them, obviously, with 35 minutes. You only got 48. But still, I didn't realize how many freaking minutes he played. But, I mean, he deserves those minutes, to be honest. He's a baller out there. You know, and he's doing some crazy-ass shit a lot of the times. Just the amount, some of the points he gets, it's like wild points. I don't know what he does, like the dribbling, and it just he's a really underrated player is what I'm trying to say. But other than that, Robert Williams came out to play, obviously. Shot blocking's on a whole different level. How many did he get? It was 2. It seemed like it was more than 2, but I guess some of those were just maybe foul situations or whatever. But man, he's playing this well. Well, I mean, obviously he could play much better, but he's dealing with a knee issue that, I mean, playing through this right now is obviously going to mess with his career in the future, which in a way you're like, I think they brought it up during the press conference, like, why would you even play through this and everything? And then I think it was Marcus Smart who told him, like, you might never get this chance again. You might not, this is the NBA where once, you could be in the playoffs and the next year you could be in the finals and next year you probably won't even make the playoffs. It's just the NBA, right? That's just how pro sports are, Everybody's trying to be the best. Everybody trying to be the best around. But yeah, let's get some prediction. I feel like I didn't talk too much about the Celtics anyways, since I pretty much just talked about the winner the majority of the day. But 2 more predictions, 2 more years, as they say. Who do I got winning? We are going to Chase Center, then back to wait, is it Chase Center, then TD Garden? Yes, Chase, then TD, and then is it Chase again? Yeah, they got the home field advantage, or home court advantage again, ladies and gentlemen. So, then Bostonians they could actually, I mean, all they have to do is win tomorrow if they want home court advantage, and then obviously it's too late. All they have to do is win when they get home court and they get the trophy if they can do that, which I don't see happening, and I haven't this whole playoff season. Let's get back into what the predictions hold from me. Celtics versus Warriors at Chase Center tomorrow, 8 p.m. What do all see happening? Hey, well, somebody told me that they had as in Khalid. He said that he thinks the Warriors are going to win today, then Celtics, and then Warriors win it at home. But me, all season different. I've been saying that one wins, the other loses, the other wins, and all this other good stuff. So I'm going to say the Bostonians actually get the dub tomorrow. Then the Warriors run it back and somehow, someway, find a way to get the dub. And then it's tied 3-3, and then we get Game 7. And that you will have to wait another video for, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, prediction. Well, I pretty much said everything that I needed to say, and I mean, there's not really. I mean, obviously there is injuries, but they're like injuries where players are gonna play on that. As in the Steph ankle, that's really serious. Shoulder by Jason Tatum, which during the beginning of every game, it looks like he's really bothered. He's like holding on to it, and then as the game goes on, he just pretty much like break it. Let's play this basketball. Then the Robert Williams knee. Am I missing a player's injury? I don't think so. Obviously, there's a lot of players are probably dealing with certain situations that are not public, and maybe they don't want them to be public because you don't want certain things to be public because they can attack you or they can attack the certain player. Like say if Al Horford has a certain issue or injury or something, they're probably going to go attack him. But since it's not public and not known, um, like during the press conference, somebody brought up like some of these guys. They asked some like questions which obviously the players like are gonna play dumb. Which I think it was Curry. They were talking about like strategies and all this other stuff. And Curry brought up like I'm not gonna just bring up all this stuff just so the other team because the other team obviously scouts and stuff probably listening to certain things and so yeah. That is going to be it for today. Sabotage out. Follow, subscribe, and do all the other good stuff. And another one will be on the way before the Sunday matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Sabotage out.